Have you heard of inner child work? And would you like to be free from your binge eating and eating issues? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 habits that if you use on a daily basis can really help you break free of all of the unconscious blocks that are stopping you where you want to be. So hi, I'm Vanessa McLennan and I help people with their binge eating and eating issues so that they can have a life free from food stress. So if you'd like to see more of my videos, please click on the subscribe button and click on the bell. What is our inner child? Our inner child is the part of us that still is there from childhood. It's this little child still almost living within us. But obviously it's not a physical part of us, it's an aspect of our psyche. So it's when we're a child, we soak up everything. You think about if you have children, how much they copy us and how much they learn and things that they say that are just hilarious but so out of context because they've heard us say or heard it from somewhere and they're just repeating it. But when we are so young, we are all the time then forming beliefs and picking up how the world is. So we don't think what is right or what is wrong. We don't have a judgment on it because we're children. We're just absorbing it. But as we get to adulthood, sometimes then what we've absorbed is just not appropriate. Because as children we can't analyse it, we don't really know how society works, as I say, what's right or what's wrong. So these beliefs might be really distorted as to what actual reality is. So of course as we grow up through adulthood, a lot of the time these don't leave us, these perhaps just evolve, and so then we're in an adulthood world where if we have behaviours, we have like eating issues that we don't know how to resolve, that we have tried absolutely everything, this is a really, really good way to go back and heal perhaps our distortions, our beliefs, our views from childhood so that we can heal our eating issues. So what is your inner child work? Well, I'll give you an example. So a client of mine came to me and because she had disordered eating, she was doing a lot of binge eating. She couldn't work out why she was doing it. She sort of had worked on her triggers and had worked on the diets and cutting out this food, cutting out everything and trying everything, but it wasn't working. So what we did was through questioning, we go back through to her childhood. Now when we do this on a conscious level, a lot of the time we're like, no, I had a lovely childhood, sometimes nothing was wrong. But when we go back and really then perhaps get her to imagine herself as a child in front of her and to really picture what childhood was like. Now, it could have been around food. It might not have been around food, but food might have played a part in that childhood in some way. When we can go back and visit those times, we get an idea of where your eating patterns came from. So that's what we did, what started the eating patterns, what was the family like around eating. So we looked at all of that aspect, and the process then involved her going back and reparenting herself, as it's called. So it's imagining herself as she is now and standing beside the little her, and she then is like you would do as a parent. Have conversations with your child. You'd ask your child, is this what you need? What do you need from me? And through that and over time, then a relationship is formed. Now, of course, this is all in her imagination, but given that she is the only person who can really connect to that child, she's connecting to this part of her that's able to tell her as the adult what she needs, how she perhaps wasn't listened to, what she would like, what she needs guidance with, and can she find other ways around these eating patterns. And so the reparenting also involves lots of listening, empathy and compassion and just guidance as you would like the best parent that you could today. With continual work with that, my client was able to really sort of transform her eating patterns to one that is just healthy and, you know, non-stress free, and actually all intuitive eating. You know, she knows what she wants when she wants, and she can stop overeating, and there's no more binge eating. So it's an amazing, fantastic process that can really help you to end your eating habits. So I've got 5 daily habits that you can do to connect with that inner child, so that you too can just help right your eating issues. Tell yourself, I love you. So you're telling yourself that you love you again as frequently as you can. So we might not have heard this enough as children. We may never have heard it. We may have grown up just feeling not loved, not knowing also perhaps what love was, or love, what is it, how does it feel? And so when we get to adults, I don't know, we just have this overriding feeling of not being loved. And when we feel like that, it can leave us feeling empty, and where's our place in the world? Who do we connect to in the world? So it's this void, this emptiness, and then that's where we end up filling it with food or with outside substances. We're searching for something to, fill ourselves up with love, really. So if we can start loving ourselves, this is the first place to start. So we might not have done anything, don't make it conditional. So once I make the bed, then I'm going to tell myself I love myself. Just say it, because whenever, just say it. So, you might be sitting down and you just say, I love you. You might want to give yourself a hug. I love you. You might just want to hold your hand. I love you. And at first you may feel just a bit silly, but don't do it in front of anyone. No one has to know. You can even just not do anything. You can just say, I love you. I love you in your head. You may not believe it at first, and that's okay. Just start saying it and just explore what it feels like to hear those words. So don't contradict, don't go, no, but I don't love myself. Just say it and explore, and just notice what it feels like to feel saying those words. Comment below on what it's like when you say that to yourself. I'd be really interested to find out. Do acts of love. So this is doing small things for yourself that you are over time showing yourself that I'm valued, I'm worth it, I love myself, I deeply care for myself, because I'm doing these small acts that really is telling me I'm worth it and I'm valued. So they could be anything from buying yourself something, to just easing the pressure off yourself, to not jamming in so much of your day, to saying no to other people's for things that you don't want to do for them, to not having so many expectations of yourself, to letting yourself relax, to giving yourself time to read that book. So if all the time, like, look at your best friend, or look at your children if you have them, or your partner, somebody who you love and think deeply about and you care deeply about, and if you were to look at their day or look at what they're doing, what you'd like to do for them, what you'd like to give them, and start doing that for yourself. So if your friend says, oh my god, I'm really stressed, I've got so much, you would perhaps say, well, don't do it then, just do as much as you can do. That's okay, because your worth and your love then is not a condition on how much you do. It's you love yourself and you're giving yourself these things just because you are you. Congratulate yourself. This is giving yourself a well done, a high five, a good job for all of the small tasks and anything that you do. So this is giving ourselves the positive reinforcement, as it's called, for things that we do well. So when we get this positive reinforcement, it feels motivating, and I want to do more of it, and it wants me to achieve more and improve more. And unfortunately, a lot of the time in our childhood, that could have been really lacking. And so when that is lacking in childhood, we don't have that, sort of validation that we need to go, oh, this is where I am, I'm doing a good job, this is good, right, I'm going to do more of it, because it feels good to get that positive reinforcement. So we don't do more of the good things, more of the things that make us feel good, and hence then we're just sort of left where we are, or finding our own way in life. So when we can do that for ourselves as adults, it really helps us to get ahead and do all the little things, but also then just achieve more or go on to do more. So it's every time you make your bed, oh, well done, good job. I've sorted out my hair, oh, good job. I've picked some nice clothes, good, you're looking good today. I have achieved like task 1 of my 3 tasks. Yay, well done. And it's like a little celebration, have a little dance, whatever way is a celebration and a well done for you. So just notice every single thing you do, well done, good job, and notice how it feels. Allow yourself to dream. Oh, how many times do we just dream as a child? Or, if we have children of our own, we hear them just, oh, when I grow up, I want to be this, or I want to, have this, or, I want to be doing this. Our life is just, full of wishes and hopes and dreams that hopefully are not dampened down. But as we get, older, and as we get adults, these dreams do get dampened down, because just reality of life hits in, and then we become, goal orientated, and if we don't hit that goal, it can be really, demoralizing. So then we just stop, and we stop dreaming, and life can become, oh, I've got to do this, or become fixated on our issues and on our problems, and then we just don't enjoy the imagination and the what could be in our life. So when we allow ourselves to dream, it's like taking ourselves out of the drudgery of life, and it's focusing on the possibilities in our lives, focusing on what we want more of in our life. Now, it doesn't mean to say that we have to hit those goals, we have to achieve them. It's just allowing yourself to almost think about something that's bigger than you at the moment, and it can take us out of focusing on our problems and take us on a journey of going forwards. So what would you like to dream about, and what is going to fill your dreams of what is possible in your life? Say thank you. This is saying thank you for all of the things that you do for yourself. So whether you make yourself a cup of tea, you can just go, thank you for that. Whether you make yourself dinner, oh, thank you, I like my dinner. Now, it might be like, what? I never say thank you to myself. But, when somebody else says thank you to us, I feel really appreciated. I feel nice, and it's really nice to be able to do things for other people, and especially when they appreciate it. I feel like I want to do that again for that person, because I really care deeply about that person, and I'm really happy that what I did made them happy. So if we can do that for ourselves, then it's helping us feel that way. Again, it's helping us feel appreciated, and what we do matters, and what we do is valued. So again, it can be just all sorts of things that we do for ourselves, even if it's like that, give ourselves time again. It's making our dinners, it's making our beds. It's just like, good job, thank you for doing that. And then extend that to other people, because again, it probably feels good to thank other people, and you're just again noticing our appreciation and your appreciation for others, for the jobs that they may do, and it feels good to say thank you. So it's all the time enriching this feel goodness, that's the word, within ourselves, so that we are just appreciating and loving ourselves more.